The point of this video today is, number one, when I first made this channel, my goal was to be a support system and to have somebody to relate to and to give people somebody to relate to that are teen moms or a teenager and pregnant. But my other goal was to show teenagers that are trying to get pregnant the realities of being a teen mom and being a teenager and pregnant. And I feel like I have sort of gotten into the mode of being a support system and being somebody to relate to for other teen moms, but I feel like I've kind of neglected my other goal, which is to show teen moms the realities of being a teen mom. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys my opinion and express my opinion personally on teenagers trying to get pregnant. This is my opinion, and these are the reasons why I've formed my opinion. First of all, my opinion on teenagers trying to get pregnant is no. It is a bad idea to be a teenager and be trying to have a baby. The reasons being are, number one, teenagers are kids. No matter how mature you think you are, or how grown up you think you are, or how developed you think you are, like, you're a kid, man. You're living with your parents, you're living by their income, and just point blank, you're a kid. Like, you're still learning things yourself. You're still learning morals and values and all these things. You're still learning all these things from your parents. So why are you gonna try and purposely try and bring a child into this world that is completely dependent on you to have you teach them things when you're still trying to figure shit out for yourself? And also, teenagers, we're selfish. Because I honestly think that once you become a teen parent, it changes you a lot of the time. But this is just for those teenagers that are trying to get pregnant, like before you've had a kid, any of that. My personal opinion is teenagers are selfish. You care about yourself. You care about your needs. You want your mom, your dad to take care of your needs, and you care about your needs. That is your number one priority right now as a teenager. And that's the way it should be. You should be a selfish teenager. Go out and be selfish. You're allowed to be selfish as a teenager. Don't ruin that by bringing a kid into this world, like purposely bringing a kid into this world, and then it's not about you anymore. It's completely not about you. It is 120,000% about that baby that you just brought into this world. And also, teenagers do not know the realities of the real world. Like, you know the realities of your parents' house. You don't know the realities of the real world yet. You're a teenager. How are you going to know that? Because I know that there are some teenagers out there that are living on their own, that are paying for things by themselves, that are really out there in the real world. But the majority of teenagers, they're living with their parents, they're living off of their parents, and they're supposed to be. That's what teenagers do. You live with your parents, you follow your parents' rules, and you do things the way your parents want you to do. You don't worry about the real world yet. You don't have to. Why would you force yourself into that position? So worrying about the real world. Like, shit, dude. Worry about teenager shit. Don't be worrying about trying to worry about, like, how you're going to pay for formula, how you're going to pay for baby clothes, how you're going to pay for diapers, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, how you're going to do everything. Like, why would you want to worry about that when you're a teenager and you could be worrying about what movie you're going to go see next weekend? So also, teenagers do not realize the responsibility and the commitment of being a mom. I heard this girl tell me, like, oh, I want a baby, like, I have nothing to do, I have no life. If I had a baby, it would keep me busy. You're damn straight it's gonna keep you busy. You are gonna be so fucking busy, you ain't gonna have time for shit. You are gonna be completely 110% focusing on that baby. So I just think it's stupid, honestly. I have not even had my daughter yet, and I I haven't even come into full realization of what it's going to be like. But I have a pretty damn good picture in my head that it's nothing. It's not going to be simple at all. You just don't realize the responsibilities and everything that it takes to be a mom. And yeah, it's rewarding at the same time, but that's something you can worry about when you're older. Also, this I cannot express enough. So I grew up without a dad. And ever since I was little, I always imagined myself being married and having this husband or whatever, and him being the father of my child, and us living on a farm and having my daughter, because I always knew I was going to have a daughter, having my daughter like help us water the plants and crops and feed the animals. Like, I always had this picture in my head ever since I was a little girl that my daughter was going to have her dad, that she was going to be a daddy's girl. And there are some people out there, teenagers, that find their loved ones, find their soulmate when they're a teenager. And that's great. Like, congratulations. That's freaking awesome. Like, when I first got pregnant, Dallas was so excited. Like, he was so excited. And my whole pregnancy, even when we were together, I pretty much did it by myself. Like, they just don't really understand. I mean, I had to ask Dallas so many times to pamper me. Like, I demanded to be pampered, and he told me he would go and buy me a box of Pampers if I wanted to be pampered. And like, I was one of the ones that thought, like, once I get pregnant, Dallas is gonna treat me like a princess. He's gonna totally take care of me, and he's gonna grow up, and he's gonna stop doing drugs, and he's gonna stop cheating on me, and he's just gonna totally turn around and take care of everything. No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't. I mean, a lot of the times, dads, like, young dads will change, like, when the baby's born, but that doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. A lot of times it doesn't happen. I always wanted to be married to the man that I had my child with, and knowing that she's going to be born in this world with separated parents is just, it feels wrong to me. And I just feel like teenagers, like, they think that they're going to be with this person forever. Everything's going to be so perfect, but it's really not. Like, it's not. And I just can't express that enough, how much you think something's going to happen, you think everything's going to work out, and it doesn't. Because when you're a teenager, you're not ready to be a parent. Also, I really wish somebody would have told me all of this stuff about body changes as a teenager. Even as an adult, this shit happens. So, I mean, a lot of the times teenagers are like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna get pregnant, and yeah, I might get some stretch marks, and maybe my body will be fucked up for a little bit, but after that, I'm gonna just totally come back and be a sexy hot mama again. And realities are that it's not gonna happen like that. I used to be the person that this girl came up to me and she's like, oh, I have stretch marks on my boobs, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, sucks for you. And now look at me. I got stretch marks on my boobs. And it's like, back to the point of where, like, if you're not with your baby's dad anymore, like, I mean, if you're with your baby's dad and it's his kid and he looks at you naked and he's like, oh, yeah, like, you look kind of nasty, but at least you're carrying my baby. Like, if you and your baby's dad don't work, who do you think is gonna want to see that shit? And the thing is, a lot of teenagers are out there doing drugs, and they're out there getting high, and they're out there drinking and doing all these things that teenagers do, and they're not equipped to be teenagers or to be parents. And also, when you're out there doing drugs and you're a teenager and you're out there doing drugs and you're getting high all the time and then you have sex and you don't use protection, do you realize that if you're having sex with somebody who's doing the same things as you, that their sperm could seriously defect your child? So not only are you a teen parent that's going through drug withdrawals, but you're also a teen parent that could possibly have a disabled child because of your drug addiction. Like, I mean, I think about all the drugs I used to do before I got pregnant, and I pray to God that Aaliyah comes out normal and comes out healthy. I pray to God, like, if she came out and something was wrong with her because of my drug use, holy fuck, I would not be able to live with myself. I would probably cry myself to sleep every single fucking night knowing that my daughter is probably going to get made fun of for her disability because of my drug use and my drug addiction because I decided to do drugs and have sex. But that's really all I have to talk about. I mean, I could go on for days on the subject, but that's really what I wanted to get across to you guys. And I hope I didn't offend anybody. I hope I didn't make anybody mad. I just wanted to share and express my opinions on the subject because I feel really strongly about what I've expressed to you guys today. So I need your guys' help to help me get across my point of how difficult it is to not only be a teen parent, but be a parent in general. And as a teenager, you're just not ready for that.